Collaborations between two companies seems to be the trend these days. When two forces combine, it produces a super force that no one else can compete. The collaboration between Specialized and McLaren is no different. With over 40 years of making performance bicycles and over 30 years of working with advanced fibers for race cars, together they came out with the fastest street legal bike, the Specialized S-work Mclaren Venge. It is light, stiff, fast. It has other characters that can only be crafted by the figures from the ancient Greek theology. Oh my, oh my. This is the Specialized Venge Chrome Forks. Top manufacturing almost every sport usually establish their reputation through winning. In sports car racing, for example, people know that Mercedes as well as Ferrari have the best and fastest cars, all because of their winning record in the Formula One racing. The name of the driver also matters, but the foundation for their reputation has always been their cars. Specialized is basically the Ferrari of bicycles, and the Specialized Venge is the most successful aero bike in history, with over 20 victories in 2018 seasons alone. In the top 10 UCI World Tour teams, Specialized sponsored team have scored a total amount of over 19,000 points, the most points for any bike manufacturer. Sprinters like Marcel Kittel, as well as three-time world champion Peter Sagan, have won races with their own Specialized Venge. Although sometimes they use the Specialized tarmac, but for flat races as well as sprint events, their bike of choice have always been the Specialized Venge. So Specialized is the Ferrari of bicycles. Or I should say, Ferrari is the Specialized of race cars. So what is so special about the aero bikes? I was asking myself the same question. I was wondering, why are the down tubes so thick? Why do they use deep section wheels, and how is it different from normal road bikes? Well, there are a few differences. First of all, the tube profiles are usually thicker than the ones that are on road bike for the purpose of aerodynamic. Also, the purpose for aero bikes is to minimize drag and to drill through wind. In order to do this, they have to have tubes that are long, thick, and with a tapered leading edge with a sculpted tail. With a UCI limit of 3:1, they have to have 3 centimeters in length for every centimeter in thickness. And this Venge is almost to the maximum limit. With the added material, it directly transfers to be more weight. So usually, aero bikes weigh heavier than road bikes. Another difference is the use of aero wheels on aero bikes. They help to reduce drag and further improve aerodynamic. The aero wheels on this bike is the 60mm thick. They definitely help to make the bike faster, but they can be problematic when the riding condition is windy. The third difference is the larger chainring. For road bikes, they usually use 52-36 or even compact 50-30-40. For aero bikes, they use 50-36 or even 53-30-90. They use bigger chainring that are tailored for faster speed on flat course. The geometry for aero bikes are pretty much the same as performance road bikes. So aero bikes have aerodynamic design equipped with aerodynamic parts, and they're specifically built for one thing, and that is speed. Lots of speed. Since the components on this bike is pretty much top of the line, I'm planning to go nuts on explaining them, but please bear with me because these are actually the arts of speed. The material used on this bike is the Specialized Fact 11R carbon, which is the top line model for Specialized. It is very light and stiff. In fact, this whole bike only weighs 7.35 kilograms or 16.3 pounds. The Specialized S-work Fact carbon is claimed to be even lighter and stiffer than this Fact 11R carbon, but I'm just curious to know how much lighter can you get, providing the UCI limit is at 6.8 kilo and this bike is already at 7.35 kilograms. The drivetrain system used on this Venge is the SRAM Force 10-speed, which is equivalent to Shimano Ultegra. Now, because this bike is pretty much all new, these SRAM Force brake calipers are extremely powerful. The derailleurs for this SRAM Force is actually lighter than the Shimano Ultegra, so that is very good. The main difference between the SRAM Force and the Shimano Ultegra is the shifting mechanism. Shimano Ultegra used 2 levers for shifting, one for shifting down and one for shifting up, while the SRAM Force only has 1 lever. You shift down by gently press the lever, and if you press it further, you will shift up. Now, comparing with the Shimano Ultegra, this SRAM Force is definitely louder and more clicky. The 1 lever shifting mechanism is a little bit different, but anyone can get used to it with time. The wheel set on this bike comes from Volvo Rapid CL60. It is 60 mm thick and it features CNC machine alloy hub. In addition, it features the DT Swiss spokes with 2:1 lacing ratio for the rear wheel. The whole wheel set only weighs at 900 grams. And comparing with the Rapid CLX60 that's featured on the S-work Venge, the only difference is the lack of ceramic bearings on this wheel set, and also the letter X after the CL60. And that's about it. Besides, these wheel sets look really cool and really fast. I've been mediocre for all my life. And before I met this Specialized Venge, I had never thought about anything different. I never thought about being the fastest rider, the best of friends, the smartest of all men. But now, I'm different. I want to have the best components. I want to have the fastest toy. I want to be the fastest rider. I want to be the best, like this Specialized Venge. Mwah.